Stonington Stingers, U11 team. I told them to drop the mitts. Hopefully they don't, but if they do, I'm sorry, parents.
Comes Kudo. Kudo shoots, save by
Smitty is laboring quite significantly. I expect we won't be seeing him back out here. They're gonna have to cross their cross and a bit. Nobody's dropped the mitch yet for the Stingers, so that's good. Hi everybody, welcome. Joshua, Justin, fully recovered. Was a little sore from all the sunburning from that blade tape shoot, would you say?
I got a little bit of aloe on the back of my neck. It recovered quite nicely, but you know what still hurts is my palm after robbing Adrian with that from that Michigan. So I have to apply a little burn cream to that too, because that was a hard attempt to get in the top corner there.
We were thinking about starting our own company called Trapper Tape.
Trapper Tape. It's gonna be for goalies to put in their trappers. So when these guys get all fancy with their Michigans, this area here, we're working on it. Don't steal our idea. So we're gonna kick into the first highlight here, which I have. Let's see it. Well, it was game 2 of the home and home between Tweed and Frontenac. Let's take a look at the highlight clips, and then we'll be back to discuss it. Got a little note here for you guys. The Stonington Stingers, U11 team. I told them to drop the mitts. Hopefully they don't, but if they do, I'm sorry, parents. In Kingston, you just heard the goodbye the Oil Kings, but they're going to get a quick attack on there and drive in and into that. Great opportunity. Fire then towards net, goes off the backside and at the just causing the Phantoms some trouble here. Trying to gain this offense in the zone. They're controlling the puck, but they're not being able to get it. And oh, a tip at the side of the net is going to put the Phantoms up by 1 here in the first period. They're gonna have to cross their cross and a bit here. Here comes 84. Shot and goal for Oil Kings. Looking for a one-timer shot. Look like Smitty will break. Smitty goes. Here comes Kudo. Kudo shoots. Saved by Smitty. A lot of pressure in their own zone by Tweed. Shots and Tweed scores on the cross pass. Smitty had no chance on that one, and it's 2-1 for Tweed.
It looks to me like Smitty is laboring quite significantly. I expect we won't be seeing him back out here.
Can you imagine? It was Franklin now in net for shot saved by Franklin, and Tweed scores off the rebound. Save for Tweed. Shot and Tweed scores. 4-1. He's streaming down. Looks for a shot. No, passes along. Shot. Scores.
And they're going to drive in front of the net, and a great opportunity. Shot and score, and then a shove after the goal. But we have a goal here. Shorthand and 2-0. And we have a goal for the Oil Kings on a bad turnover by the Phantoms. A big blow for the Phantoms.
Yeah. And we've got another goal. It is now like 7.
Goalie there for the Phantoms.
Cut towards the net. Shot. No, beautiful save off Zach Massador. He's at number 16. Kudo back 16. Shot scores. Sharp angle, and what a shot. Being Franklin, and Franklin looks depleted.
Much and a shot, and he gets the Oil can jump on it. Oh, more saves and now a goal. I don't know how the first one didn't go in there. I'm not sure if it didn't. Who knows? And a great opportunity, big save. Goes out wide to the point. 35 picks up and fires it in. It's tipped up by 88, and he makes a diving play to pop that one in the net. The blue line, but here comes the Oil Kings to make it 12-3.
Kind of breakaway. Masterson shoots and break. There's a chance. Shot. And they score. Well, it's not the result that Frontenac wanted. They had a huge loss with Brendan Smith early. They lost him after the first period when they were down 2-1.
Well, that was a pretty good highlight pack. And to kind of break down the game here for everybody, first period was very, very close. Smitty was putting on a wall there, keeping Frontenac in the game. Tweed, it was pretty much just a pickup from the last game. But, the injury happened, causing a shift, and then Franklin went in net. Nothing against Franklin, but he, saw a lot of rubber and a lot got past him. He definitely looked defeated there near the midway through end of the third. Not much he could do, though, that this league, lots of hard shots coming in. And, you get peppered. I'd be lit up for probably like 30 if I was in that or more. So, good game overall in the first period for that part showing, the Phantoms keeping pace with Tweed. It wasn't a blowout like we saw. In my eyes, if Sumiti played the entire game, it would have been a lot closer.
I think it would have been a lot closer.
Hopefully, the other two netminders there, Komet and Bound, make an appearance back in to kind of give these forwards and defense some support. Because, like I said, it's going to be hard with Franklin, if he has to go up against teams. Nothing against Tweed, great team.
Oh, yeah.
Very strong right now in the mid-pack and rising up. But, you set off against, South Stormont. You set off whether it's the Rockets or Gananoque. It's going to be worse. So that's where we hope they are able to get back soon and support the team. What's your take? You got to see a lot more than me.
I got to talk to Smitty in the dressing room shortly after the injury. He was telling me that he felt a pop in his hip. So that's never good as a goalie when he had that. He had something similar happen to him last year. Franklin, of course, we noticed sometime in the third period he kind of looked a little bit in discomfort. He was kind of laboring a little bit. Got word from him in the dressing room afterwards that he had pulled something his sciatic nerve, or like something to do with his sciatic nerve. So he was kind of felt a little bit uncomfortable. So we'll see what happens. Maybe you might see me in net. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a hard spot right now, especially with them low in the standings.
Yeah.
You never want to be, having to kind of search for a goalie that you can bring in and then, getting him into speed and that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like we said, Jake's available or Bound's available to come back in.
Another noticeable absent player from the lineup too is Liam Sodaki too. His presence was definitely missed on that blue line. His leadership and what he brings to that team definitely was missed in this one. But other than that, I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the lineup this upcoming game against Deserano.
Yeah, and with the Phantoms, I see a lot of the games, and I think they need to increase their flow in the speed sense as a team, not individual players, but as a flow. They seem to not just have the same kind of match speed to a lot of these teams, flowing through the neutral zone. I think if they were able to step that up a little bit, they're going to be able to get it through a little more. They tested Bruce.
Yeah.
As you saw from the highlight pack, lots of saves, stretching him out and that stuff. He played great. He's probably, last year played with the Phantoms, so...
Oh, no, Bruce didn't play in this game.
Oh, who's that?
I don't know who. To be honest, I don't know. Bruce played the first game, and then I got word that Bruce actually was ended up getting injured, so he couldn't play in this last game.
I don't know. I thought that was Bruce. Who? So we don't know who was in that.
I'm not sure who was. Both goalies have black masks for Tweed. Bruce. It was funny
Threw me
enough.
off.
Mackenzie Bruce actually in the first game of the home and home series was wearing his Frontenac Phantoms mask.
But hey, it was like I said, it's great. These teams, they get some players move around. Definitely have opportunities on different teams, and so it's nice to see them play against each other. Yeah, it was like I said, good. So Tweed's got they got a couple of decent goalies in there because
they do.
Because the Phantoms, even though they were down by quite a score, weren't. That's not, I'd say, an indication of how they played. They still were on the puck.
Yep.
They still were getting them. Like I said, just Tweed had that, a little bit faster step. The shots were getting by.
They have that
Franklin.
killer instinct, right?
Yeah,
That
so,
finish, and they finished their checks. They did everything right.
Yeah, so it was great to get Tweed on the good camera there and get some good footage. We, like I said, loved it. We enjoyed it. We're gonna be seeing them again here later in the season with a couple teams they'll be passing that we know we're covering. So that was great. We got a chance to talk to Brooksy. He's we're trying to line up a spot where we can potentially get our podcast and their podcast together for one episode and be able to use it on both podcasts. So we're discussing that. We'll see what comes from that. Hopefully we can work that out this season. We love what they're doing and that stuff, and any coverage in this league's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So really, there's only 3 games left in Kingston. I believe it is 3 or 4, 3, something like that.
Yeah.
So there's only a couple more chances to get down and see the Frontenac Phantoms here before the postseason. Now every team's going to be in the postseason. Every team matters in this league going forward, but there is a little bit of we learned about it. It's where the lower place team is in a one and out situation, but if they win, then they have to win so many.
They have to win 2.
Yeah.
Whereas at the team with the higher seeding, they only have to win once, so they can be like one on to the next round. So it's like they almost have a 1-game advantage already going into a series.
Yeah. So that will be that'll be something. So if you want to see this team, check them out before the playoffs start. Make sure you get down and see them here in the remaining games they have. And Tweed again is not too far down the road. They have more 1:00 games, which are a little bit, sometimes easier if you have stuff going on that night. You can jump down and Tweed, check out those games. But that was awesome. So we're going to kick over to you and find out about the next highlight.
The Desronto Bulldogs traveled up to Smith Falls, Ontario to take on the Ritos. This game had a lot of implications on the standings as both teams were tied with 10 points apiece. Let's take a look at the clip and see who came out on top.
We want to thank Davin Hamilton for making sure we got those highlights. So we can't really tell you much that went out the game because we weren't there, but Davin Hamilton was. So let's jump on into the Hamilton report and get his take on the game.
What's up, Fritos fans? I'm back with your post-game recap. After 3 agonizing away games in a row, we got back home last night. Our goals scored by Dan McIntyre, David Dobrik, Brett Costello, Andrew McKinney, Brett Van Stalen, and 2 by Michael McKinney to get a revenge on the Woof Woofs at home, beating them 6-1. Dallas coming out with a .975 save percentage, 38 saves, 1 allowed goal. Pretty damn good. Debut for new head coach J.J. Hamilton, who got a cooler of ice dumped on him after the W. Nate Livingston left the game with a very, very severe knee injury, came back to check on us, and also in crutches, and told us nothing was broken. Next week, the Ritos will be in the Ho 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 Parade and back home on December 16th against the Empire Rivermen. The first person to find me in a Santa hat will be given $5. And this is Davin signing off.
My name's Brady Leavold, and I've been to hell and back. This is the road to recovery.
I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome. Hockey to hell and back.
That I survived. It was like something like crazy happened.
But the coach thought I had such a good camp. The AHL coach thought I had such a good camp as a 19-year-old or 18 turning 19-year-old at that camp. He's like, I want to bring Chris in at the end of this season.
And then that could have been the worst thing for me because now I'm back at home, right?
As proud of you as your dad, as everybody else. How we got there, it's how we get out.
Yeah, it's been a while, takes way more shit to surprise me now. When it was going down, couldn't stand your voice without blacking out. And that's what we do every day, same badge we're trying to prove you'd feel.
The Empire Rivermen traveled up to North Dundas to take on the Rockets. This game was filled with back and forth action as it started off with the Rivermen opening up the scoring by Yannick Bordrius. And then overall, like this game had so much back and forth that it basically took until the end of the second period for the Rocket to come away. The score ended up finishing up 7-4 for the Rockets over the Rivermen. The shots in this game were 38 apiece, and there were no 3 stars in this game. Want to know here, this game, from the summary here, there weren't a whole lot of penalties in this game. There was 4 by Arnprior and 2 by North Dundas. So overall, very close matchup from the looks of it, and the score, like as I mentioned, very close. So good. It was a good game. On to you, Josh.
Well, our final game to talk about this week is the Gananoque Islanders, who head on down to Cornwall to face off against the Prowlers. The Gananoque Islanders were much higher in the season standings right now for the teams, so it was expected that they were probably going to come away with the W. So the game started off with Alec Toset from the Cornwall Prowlers, who was able to put the first goal in. Gananoque responded with Dwayne Weinman. He tied the game, an assist to Ryan Verbeek and Ryan Pawlowski. Horrible at these names. So that was the first period. Second period, Cornwall came out and shorthanded Stevie Ray Adams scored a goal assist to Gabriel Villeneuve and Jean-Philippe Carey. So Prowlers went up by another one, but Gananoque came right back very quickly and scored on that power play. That was Chris Latimer by Ryan Verbeek again, and then Justin Stevens. They tied the game up. Prowlers came back out and scored to make it 3-2 by Marc-Andre Lebel, assist to Jeff Clark and Gabriel Villeneuve. And then we had another goal from the Prowlers. That was Storm Adams from Josh Blacksmith and Stevie Ray Adams. So that was another lead there to make it 4-2. Then still in the second, Cornwall jumps on to make it 5-2 with Marc-Andre Lebel, assist to Jeff Clark and Jean-Philippe Carey. So Gananoque at that point had to respond, and Ryan Pawlowski scored with Ryan Verbeek and Chad Duchesne giving him the assist. And then the Prowlers came right back out in the third now with a 5-3 game, and they jumped on it. Gabriel Villeneuve from Jeff Clark and Marc-Andre Lebel to make it 6-3. Then Stevie Ray Adams scored to make it 7-3 with Nicholas Thibault and Storm Adams assisting. At 14-16, we had Eddie Slade from Alex Touche and Kyle Chalice, potentially. 8-3 for the Prowlers, and then Gan was able to stop the bleeding at 8-4 with Ryan Verbeek, assist by Chad Duchesne and Ross Campbell. Then Gananoque got another one by Ryan Verbeek again, so he got another goal in there. That was 2 for him, I believe. And then Ryan Pawlowski assisted Dwayne Weinman, making it 8-5. That's where it ended at the midway point in the third, and the Prowlers were able to pop one more in with about 5:20 left by Steve Ray Adams, assist to Storm Adams and Nicholas Thibault. So Gananoque was not able to beat the Prowlers. They went down 9-5. And notables in the penalties, there was a couple misconducts. Wyatt Coda, Jeff Clark got misconducts. And we did have, we see here at the 2:38 mark of the third period, an interference call to Curtis Marison and then headbutting double minor to Curtis Marison. So not sure exactly what took place there, but that was the really notables in the penalty department. For the Stars, third star, Gananoque, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points, Ryan Verbeek. Second star, Cornwall Prowlers, 3 goals, 1 assist for 4 points, Stevie Ray Adams. And the first star for the Cornwall Prowlers, in net, Nicholas Deschamps. I'm sorry if I screwed that one up. 5 goals against, but an .896 save percentage, and that's definitely good against Gananoque. So the shots, just to let you know, Cornwall shot the Islanders 53-49. So really close first, but then the Prowlers all after that. So that was that game. You know, definitely like to see teams giving a good run to Gananoque. We'll see, you know, how both teams respond, if Cornwall can keep going with the wins, if Gan can turn this around, or if they need to do something.
Well, it's that time again. Lots of highlights, hits, saves, and goals on our highlights of the week. Let's roll the clip.
You can buy the Oil King, but they're going to get a quick attack on there. And
One-timer shot. Look like Smitty got...
Cross and a bit.
Kudo shoot, saved by Smitty. An open play for Tweed. Shot and
tipped up by 88. And
this week's Battle of the Highlights has Alex Halford. He was getting laid out last week. This week, he's sniping beauties. So he's going to be in it versus a new entry from the Frontenac Phantoms, Caleb Sigsworth. He had a sick tip from Liam Sodake's point shot. Check out the Battle of the Highlights, and we'll be back to talk to you about the bracket.
For Halford in alone on the forehand to the backhand, and he roofs it. 4-on-4 goal for Alex Halford with 4:18 left in the second.
It's that time again. Let's check out the Battle of the Highlights bracket. So we've got the first half of our bracket is coming to a close after this week, and then we're going to start rolling off our battles that are set off in the first half of the season while we are completing the second half of the season with the new sets of contestants that are going to be going through to compete for the top 6 for the rest of the season.
Well, our upcoming games for this week, we have 2 games that you're going to be looking forward to. We have the first one on Saturday, December 10th. Yes, it's December 10th at 6:30 p.m. from the Dog Pound in Deserano. The Frontenac Phantoms are going to be coming in, and that's a rivalry because they're pretty close to each other. So Justin's heading on down there to get us content. I'm heading down the other way to Gananoque, 7:30 p.m. for the Rivermen Islanders. That's going to be a good game. Both those teams are fighting for the top spot in the West, so we're super excited to see that game go down. I'll be there. Sorry, I'll do the best I can for commentary, and Justin's going to be in Deserano. We'll have that for you. Anything else we can get submitted to us, we'll share to you in next week's show, but that's our upcoming games. So we'll be covering those. Anything you wanted to let the fans know?
So anybody who's donated to my Movember campaign, it was thank you. It was a success. As a whole, as a team for the Frontenac Phantoms, we raised $660 this year for Movember. Congratulations to the winners. I've reached out to all the winners who have won prizes. Yeah, your donations will go a long way. Appreciate it.
I messed up the table. So yeah, that was awesome. We're glad that you guys supported Justin, and that's, this is what we need for men's health, and so great thing. And now he can take his face to a normal shade, and I can somewhat stand looking at him, minus the toilet seat he puts on his chest every day. So other than that, I can't say nothing about mine. Other than that, Davin Hamilton is apparently going to be running around a Santa Claus parade wearing a Santa Claus hat, and something about you got to find him. So everybody just, line up, wait for him, and just maul him when he shows up. He loves it. He's got $5 to the first one or something. I don't know. Check out the Hamilton report. Yeah, check it out. So we had nothing to do with it. I just got sent the video, and you don't come looking for me for the $5. You go looking for Davin Hamilton. So other than that, thanks for checking it out. We'll be back to you next week with a show again. Thanks for watching. Keep on streaming.
Keep on streaking. It's warm out.
It's warming up. You can streak at a Santa Claus parade.